all the others. Look, he's a real pro. When he brought him in, he didn't bring him in to ignore him. I mean, he went eyeball to eyeball with him. I mean, you could see the reflection of that in Trump's demeanor last night. It came out. He was very calm, and he gave a speech that had a kind of a stateliness about it. So he's moved, and my guess is that Paul Manafort had a lot to do with it. Here's the other thing, though, that has been very interesting to me. I've been paying a lot of attention to this. At some point, we've got to get to what's going on in the country. And the fact is that this morning, President Obama is landing in Saudi Arabia. There's a huge crisis going on in the Middle East right now. Goldman Sachs.
Yes, landing right now.
Thank you, Tom.
And Goldman Sachs is reporting their earnings are off 40%. What's going on? I was meeting with a banker this week, and he said, "Here's what they're not paying attention to." And he held up his iPhone. And I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "I'm talking about the transition to a digital economy and a digital workplace. We've shed 40,000 workers in our big bank alone in the last 4 years. We don't need them anymore because everything is done off these." And there's no discussion of that.
Tom, I was driving through central Pennsylvania. Now, you had an extraordinary show a couple years ago where you drove across the country. I was driving across central Pennsylvania last week and going through the Scranton area and coming back into the city, and I just looked at the place and looked at the factories, and I started thinking all the people that lived up on those hills, they all went to one factory, and it took all of these people going to this one factory to build products that they could then go home and take care of their families. That world is gone, and we still haven't figured out what we're going to replace it with. And we can talk about, we can talk about China, and we can talk about Mexico, and we can talk about moving jobs to other places. It's technology. That's the greatest challenge.
Technology is pushing everything, and we don't have any answer to that. One of the things that I think I'd like to hear more about in this campaign, for example, is how do we address that? I threw a big touchdown pass and said we're going to community colleges all across the country. We're going to spend a lot of money, and we're going to retrain the white working class and the other people who come from the ground up. But we're also going to have to take care of those people who are losing their jobs right now. Do they build the components? How do they start the new businesses? That really is the issue about what happens to the American economy. It's not just what goes on in China and other places. It's how we fix it from the ground up. And it takes more than just the proclamations of Bernie Sanders or Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton to say, no, we're going to make it better. Tell me how you're going to make it better.
And how interesting it is that